Welcome back, everyone, to Skymetal. We pick things up where we left off, deep in the valley of the Brain Collectors. The party of Daeralei, Mayenda, and Varkhessa. You've made your way through the mountains of the north of the valley in search of Cassandalee's Neurocam. You've found signs of passage of other groups in this valley. Which has led you here. In this moment, Varkhessa, Daeralei, and Mayenda, you've been ambushed by a brain collector. Thankfully, you're able to defend yourselves, slaughtering it before it pried the gray matter from your skulls. Veris, Louse, and Donut, you've also come to the Valley of the Brain Collectors for a different purpose. Veris, you're seeking out Yrsimagor, who has defected, who has been coerced into standing beside his sister, Kulgara, as a Lord of Rust. You know that he's here somewhere in this alien valley, this place with the choking sky. He must be here somewhere. You followed tracks of a warband through this alien jungle, coming across, well, signs of commotion. And as you've rounded the corner, you see a familiar sight. Well, that is, except for there's one stranger among them. Veris and Louse, as you come running around the corner to see what this commotion could be, you see in the final moments as Varkhessa's strange blood magic, which is fueling her immense, gangly size, is siphoning the life force out of this strange alien crab creature. Where you can see Daeralei, your former companion, clutched in its pincer-like claws, as Mayenda is standing behind a rock, just having finished blasting it with her laser pistol. This was not the people you were intending to find, not expecting to find, here, so deep, so far away from civilization. Veris, what do you do as you get surprised by this?
So, sorry, remind me, the combat is now over, right?
Over and dead, yeah. The Brain Collector's dead. Mhm.
Right.
It's
Okay.
currently being killed by the two of
Right.
them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So I think Veris rushes in, and you see this, like, he just sees that there's some kind of conflict, and he sees this brain collector, which is what they had previously fought during that night. And so he runs in, and he is very obviously shocked by what he sees. Is everyone okay? Daeralei?
I think at the sound of your voice, Daeralei is like, is removing herself from this dead brain collector that had her in its grasp. So I imagine it kind of like landed on her. So she's like squirming out, and she hears your voice, and it's an immediate like uh, shock, and she finishes extracting herself, and she um, walks quickly over to you. Veris, you're alive.
You're alive. I I thought you were dead. For sure.
I thought we were all dead. It's good to see you. Yrsimagor?
You see, I think at this, like, you can visibly see Veris's ears kind of go back and his whiskers droop down as he sacrificed himself for me, to save me. He's not dead. We've come here to look for him. And he stops. He has been forced to work with his sister.
He joined them.
Not of his own free will. He felt like he had no choice. He didn't have any choice. But we're going to save him, to bring him back. And now that you're here and alive, that's even better. That's even better news.
I think at this point you can see now that she's a lot closer. You knew she had a scar before. She'd always had it covered, but you can see the scar, and like this recovering, looked like it might have once been a really bad bite mark. Maybe something similar to the things we just fought. But on top of that, there's now this new red, fresh scar, this wound that's still somewhat healing, that's kind of dissecting that entire mark across her head. So she's got a lot less hair than she had even before. She's not even covering it anymore. It's like, why bother?
Yeah, Veris looks at you. Oh my goodness. Are you okay?
I don't know if I've ever been okay. How rude of me, Veris. This, and kind of indicates the enormous
I think
woman.
I think you don't see the enormous woman necessarily at first. Where the form of the giant brain collector was, I think there's something that's crouched over top of it, so you don't have a full sense of who she is or what her height is until Daeralei introduces her, and then you see this pale, 13-foot tall, gaunt Goliath woman, dressed in wild clothing with wild hair, and for a moment she's got sprays and splatters of blood across her, and I think your first impression is you see her rise to her full height, is you see one hand dripping with blood as she just licks the blood from her fingers. And then you would see any blood that is on her skin almost absorb into her skin, and you would see it sort of shift, and then her tattoos sort of writhe for a moment and then settle into pale red Goliath tattoos. And then she will look down at you and the others. Interesting. A mouse traveling with a cat, traveling with a goblin. These are friends of yours?
Veris immediately, no hesitation, sticks out his very tiny little paw. Pleased to meet you. Any friend of Daeralei is a friend of mine. I'm Veris.
Varkhessa doesn't so much... She still crouches down, but as she crouches, you see that her size reduces. She's still 8 feet tall. But I will drop the large form, Vi, and go back to my normal size. And then still, being 8 feet tall, have to crouch down. And will very delicately reach out and shake your hand. Even though the size of her hands are massive, her fingers are long and spindly and feel very delicate. Nails are long and jagged. It sounds as though you have had quite the journey as well.
Oh, yes. This is Louse, and this is Donut, he says. We have run into our own fair share of whatever that thing is, and he gestures over to the brain collector. We've been searching for and he looks to Daeralei, a mutual friend. Well, I have. We're trying to track him down. We've been following his trail. Gosh, yeah, it most certainly was his trail now. Trying to find him. You haven't seen a very, very large, probably angry orc around these parts, have you?
I have not. I imagine had I seen him, either he or I would be dead.
Well, I mean, once you get to know him, he's actually quite sweet. Maybe a little bit rough on the outside, but I'm sure that, the two of you could find common ground. He's looking to Daeralei as in, right?
I think Daeralei is almost kind of ignoring you at this moment because you're having the conversation, and is looking at Louse, just kind of trying to take Louse's measure.
Oh, Louse is very much standing, she's a little bit farther back than Veris. She's more standing closer to Donut. She is relaxed in posture. She's got for her, it's a huge halberd against her back. But she's got a relaxed smile on her face. It almost looks as if she's happy for Veris, that he has found somebody that he knows. And he very easily makes friends.
I think Daeralei would then look to Veris, kind of catching up with the conversation. Have not seen Yrsimagor. I was most positive that both him and you were dead. I couldn't imagine how you could have survived what we went through.
What did bring you here?
Oh, Manda. We are looking for her neurocam.
Well, not mine per se.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. Cassandalee's neurocam. I'm starting to question everything. But maybe finding this neurocam will have some answers for us.
Could that be what Yrsimagor is after? Too? I know he's here in this area, probably looking for something.
I do not know. I have no dealings with the what are they called? The ruin. I don't know what they're called anymore.
Lords of Rust?
Lords of Rust. Thank you. Mind blank. I have no dealings with the Lords of Rust, and now that he has become one, I do not know what he is here for. And you can see that Daeralei is a little bit not accepting of the fact that he chose to go with them.
I think you would actually see Veris doesn't get angry often, but you would see he almost visibly bristles at this. He gets a little bit poofier as a rat. You must understand, Daeralei. He didn't have a choice. I was completely. I would have died.
He had a choice. He chose to save you.
He did. And now I am choosing to save him.
That is your right.
Can I just say, it seems like you're none too happy that that one's alive. She points to Veris. Would you have rather they both died? Would that have made you feel a little bit better?
Do
you
not.
A
feel-
great shadow begins to darken the sky, interrupting your conversation.
I
Something
look skyward.
blocks out. Something blocks out what remains of a sun through the thick smog of the atmosphere of this place.
I immediately, because I'm close to Veris, would not so much protect, but shelter and protect Veris. I'm standing in that kind of position when we're trying to figure out whatever this thing is.
Please rearrange the miniatures on the map to best represent the conversations and dialogue and whatnot that's happening.
I feel like I would almost have pushed Veris in towards the bushes a little bit, so that I could protect him even more.
The sky darkens. Something flies overhead. And then you see it. It descends on great wings of silver, dulled in color.
What?
Sheer size.
Hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you were gone for a second.
My entire Zoom crashed. I heard great silvery, or actually, I didn't even hear that. As something comes down, I change the map screen, and everything went frozen. Let me check something real quick, because I mentioned in the side chat that we are in a tornado watch. I just want to see what the weather's actually doing right now. Just to see if we're going to be interrupted by foul weather. Well, there isn't even anything happening right now. Oh, jeez.
I was gonna say my internet keeps telling me, Zoom keeps telling me that my internet's unstable, and my internet keeps going up and down.
No, I'm not too worried. I'm gonna call that a fluke right now. Let me put everybody where they belong. They're in the wrong place. They're in the wrong place. And the naming is wrong on the map. I just realized, I wonder how long it's been that way. It still says Yrsimagor and Zaari. Anyway, I think we're good. If you want to roll it back just to the introduction of whatever this is, and then I'll edit around it for the VOD. But this way, I can hear what happened because I didn't hear.
Right, perfect. You see a great form block out the sun, casting a great shadow over you. And then it comes swooping down on great, dull silver wings. Its body massive. Its tail long and adorned with metal blades. Its head a great axe-like weapon. It lands with a crash, a thunderous landing in the glade near you. It topples trees. It breaks the undergrowth. This titanic, hefty creature. A dragon. Its scales ring like bells with its landing. It folds its wings up to the side of its chest. And it approaches. 1, 2 massive steps. As it brings its head down from its long, high vantage, down to be near, a little bit above head height for the lot of you. Your minds begin to become jabbed by bouts of pain, almost like a migraine through your skull. And then a form of static across your face, behind your ears. And then those sensations form at last into words. An alien voice reaches into your mind. Here are the variables. Now, which of you smells of that ghost of Androphan logic? As it looks between the 5 of you.
I think Veris like instinctually looks towards Daeralei, like without like I think that's just like his instinct when it comes to weird things.
Yeah, I think Daeralei is also trying to protect you so that you're not being seen by this creature. I think Daeralei would actually speak to Mayenda telepathically, and just kind of question the question like um, the words that this creature just said that I didn't understand. The smell of somebody, a
I can
trophy.
hear you that, you know. It steps, striding forward again, walking past you through the underbrush, looking at the corpse of the crab-like brain collector destroyed upon the ground, sundered. A shame. A messy extraction. You destroyed 3 of its brains during that struggle. Wasteful. However, the efficiency with which you bypassed its psionic assaults. A biological aptitude I did not expect from this primitive rock. Now tell me again. Which one is the primary host for that digital consciousness? I know that is why you are here.
And I think Daeralei is still stubbornly trying to telepathically talk to Mayenda. What is it even talking about?
What am I talking about? It continues as you get a quick message back from Mayenda that is interrupted by its psionic resonance. What am I talking about? The consciousness. The thing built on the axioms of zeros and ones. A mind that has never felt the pulse of a vein, never felt the throbbing of a heartbeat, never felt the rending of flesh. The mind made of cold lightning and stasis. The impossibility it is. You tell me you do not know of this. The impossibility of a construct to achieve ego and without collapsing into a recursive loop of madness.
We are but mere mortals and have no idea what you are talking about.
Now that much is clear to me.
Pardon our ignorance. I wish we could answer you. But your intellect is far superior, and the words that you are saying are only somewhat understood.
And are you saying this out loud or telepathically as well?
I'm saying this part out loud because
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to know I'm talking.
Yep. And for clarity's sake, everyone is hearing this telepathically in their minds. It's speech. It steps back, a bit displeased with what you said. Then why are you here? Tell me I have not wasted my time seeking you out.
And this is when she didn't indicate Manda and Varkhessa, are looking for a thing called a neurocam. but we do not know what it is. So
Well, that is quite the intriguing prospect, then.
it makes it difficult, yes. Just like I don't know what these
No.
axioms.
This may work. This
Dear God.
may work. As it paces a bit. And then lashes about and hits something straight with its tail as it whips about. You seek the neurocam. Here you are, having slaughtered Nay Thalgu in what appears to be good fashion. Perhaps you are of use for me. Let us introduce ourselves, then. I am Malkui.
It is our honor to meet you, Malkui. I am Daeralei. And these are my friends.
I'm sure those primitive sacks of meat also have names.
They seem to be struck in awe of your immenseness, your glory, your grandeur.
Do not speak for me.
Well,
Do
you're
not put
speaking.
words in my mouth.
It would help if you spoke.
My name is mine. I am a Bloodweaver.
Daeralei, mine. What of the three others?
I'm Veris. This is Donut. As he gestures to.
And as you look at Donuts, you see that despite being extremely cowed by the sheer size of this dragon, you notice that Donut, she is hungrily looking upon its scales.
I was going to say, do not be hungry.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Donut's trying to lick the scales.
Imagine a massive monster made out of chocolate. You're like, I have conflicting opinions about this.
I have very conflicting opinions about that. As Veris introduces Donut, you just hear this kind of
And you, as Malkui looks upon Mayenda, why are you so quiet? Mayenda looks at Malkui and you hear a telepathic voice back at you, replying to you, Daeralei. Looks familiar. We have met, haven't we? No. Maybe. You do look familiar. Your meat is not as I thought it would be.
What kind of meat is that? Veris pipes up.
You say you search for a neurocam. I know exactly where it is. And I know it belonged to this creature. Strange. Normally, when we extract the brains of things, their vessels become inert. How then did you, Cassandra, extract your own brain and not be inert? That is one of the secrets I was trying to uncover in that precious neurocam. That damn dweller in dark places, he has other ideas for that neurocam. You seek it, I seek it. I think an arrangement can be made.
I think Daeralai's heart just drops into her stomach at that thought.
This vessel of mine is too large for such a clandestine operation, but oh, how I wish to see my arrival sundered. You shall go in my stead, then. Enter our brood ship. Recover the neurocam for me. And we both get what we want, yes?
Who is your rival, your...
Its true name is... And then you get sent psychic shockwaves of incomprehensible ideas that shudder your very being. Whispers in various languages. But you may call them dweller in dark places.
Was there an image of this thing at all? Like in
no.
that... okay. Just concepts and... by dark places, are you talking beneath the ground or above our heads?
You speak of the dark tapestry, as you call it.
Yes.
Yes. The dark places between the stars. That is all of our homes. But we have come to live here upon this poisonous rock of a planet you call home. Ugh, how the atmosphere, it stinks, it reeks, it is poison to us. Oh, how the gravity just feels wrong in this place.
Then why do you stay?
I do not wish to speak weakness of my brethren, yet how I despise them so. We are trapped here. Our brood ship cannot take to the stars. And so we have made this disgusting ecosystem to be our home.
This brood ship you talk of. There are more like you here?
Oh, yes. Many, many, many like us, yes. Though I am the best of them all.
Do you have another name besides Broodship?
And so you're asking it if its name is Broodship?
No, the group. Its group. It's Broodship if it has another name.
We liken ourselves in, well, the best way to translate it in your tongue. The Dominion of the Black. An
Okay,
army
that name.
of
Do we need
creatures of the stars.
that name? Does that bring back
Absolutely.
memories of that
Mm-hmm.
the Dominion? Okay. Oh dear. I see. So you cannot get this neurocam because it is in a space too small for you to enter. So you would have us go and retrieve it.
Yes.
Oh, where would this place be?
Perpendicular to the magnetic axes of this rock, there is a body of water. That body of water is a crater of our brood ship. You'll find it on its shores.
In which direction is this crater?
As I had said, perpendicular to the magnetic axes of this planet. In the positive orientation, you fool.
I am, yes, a fool. I do not know what this means.
Can you not sense the electromagnetic fields? Your species is quite primitive. Pathetic, really. It is that way, and it points with its blade-like tail westward.
Like,
Due west.
over in this direction?
Yeah.
How far for weak ones such as ourselves to travel that distance?
You may not even survive the trip.
Hypothetically, if we were to survive the trip, would it take us 2 circles of the sun, or are we talking...
Well, using the standard hexagonal measurements that all advanced species use, that would take, 4 or 5.
So not too far.
It is a mere moment for the great vessel that I find myself in. I'm sure you can make do.
Well, hold on. You want us to do this for you. In return, could you not just take us there? Your very large and immense form, you should be able to carry all of us over.
They will see me coming.
Well, you don't have to take us all the way. Just shorten our traveling a bit.
Make me please a persuasion roll.
I'm scared. Oh, let's see. Oh, a 16? Flying
It looks down
fools.
upon you. Very well, be the parasite you are. As you succeed.
I will take that as a compliment.
And Louse just kind of looks at everyone and then kind of winks at Daeralei, just like.
And you are in return. You get a little tiny smile from Daeralei in acknowledgement.
Oh, uh, you, you can see Veris is having a hard time with, like, how to address this, being, so he steps out. I am in search of a band, a group of travelers. One of them is an orc. In your travels here, have you by chance seen them?
What is an orc?
You see, like, Vera's point. Very tall, very green, angry humanoid.
I thought you were speaking of a dinosaur until now. I do not know of dinosaurs that are humanoids.
No, it's not a dinosaur. Have you seen a group like us? Or like, you know, similar to what we look like? Well, not me. Them. And he, like, gestures over to Daeralei.
Big, angry guys. And they smell like blood. Like weird blood.
Yes. They leave quite the wake.
Do they now?
And where did they go? Where did you see them?
I last saw them from a high vantage. What did you say, west? That was what you thought when I said that direction, yes? In alignment with the magnetic fields of this planet, though in that westerly direction. What, but 2 standard hexes away. Perhaps 3.
So in the same direction.
More
But
towards
south.
the magnetic flow of the planet.
This
So
is
like-
how
So
I
like
feel
down
when
How do
people
you
try
call
and...
the directions? How do you align yourselves?
I think Daeralei would point in so in the southwest direction, down this way is where you saw them.
No, you fool! That way! And points northwestern way.
This way. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, could have been either. She kind of mumbles under her her breath.
Veris, I think, just nods.
Could you maybe tell us what this neurocam thing is? What it looks like? So we may know that we have found it.
Well, you see, it is a bridge. A digitized brain that has been created to mimic the nuances of biological trauma, you see. And it has been, well, repossessed by my vile rival, dweller in dark places, where that heavy-handed butcher has it deep within his laboratory, within the brood ship. You would have suspended it in our cerebellic goo, of course. And still, like, seeing a little bit of confusion. You're looking for a small rock made of metal with funny shapes upon its design. And when you hold it in your appendages, you may see a face.
A rock with weird symbols and a face. Got it. Suspended in some sort of goo, you said?
Our cerebric goo, yes.
I think Daeralei would then just look at you, Veris. Did you understand that?
Veris,
Mm.
ever so slightly, just like shakes his head. No, but I'm sure there are weirder things that we have seen in the past. I think that this should be fine. But he turns to Daeralei. My quest here was originally to find Yrsimagor. Not to do anything, mind you. He is still quite under the thumb of his sister. More to gather intel. But if you'll have me join you, I would be very interested to see this and see maybe if it can help in some way. You can see that Veris is actually like genuinely very interested in this, as his interest is like archaeology equivalent or like so you can't help but see like his interest is piqued here, but he truly does. The concern for Yrsimagor is there too.
Veris, you need not ask. Of course, you may come with me, with us. We have traveled so far together.
Veris nods. Obviously, like his ears are perked up, and he looks to Louse. Would you come with us as well? Just a small detour in our mission.
You see Louse kind of look up. She looks up at the sky at first, and then you can see her eyes kind of flick to this crazy, creepy dragon and all its weird space nonsense. And then she looks at Daeralei, then Varkhessa and Mayanda. She looks back at you, Veris, and shrugs her shoulders. Why not? I got nothing better to do.
I think Veris turns back to Daeralei. I do hope that perhaps after this he will help me in trying to free Yrsimagor. I think he would do the rest. He would do the same for us. He did the same for me.
I think you can see a little bit of a softening in Daeralei when you say this. When we have found what we needed, we can look for him.
And Veris nods at that, like, very eagerly.
Well then.
I will fly you then to the brood ship. Well, not to it. As close as I wish.
Thank you. That would be most helpful.
It drops its belly to the ground. Be careful of this form's bladed scales. Do not cut yourselves. You'll be of no use to you. Dead.
Is Donut just like licking, just trying to nibble a scale off?
I think actually Donut has successfully just like pried a smaller spine off of the side of the dragon and just chewing on it.
Okay.
I don't know why,
The
but
dragon
I
didn't even
imagine
notice the spine broken off.
like there like Donut is like the equivalent to like those little fish that like nibble on the side of sharks, like getting rid of like the old like it's like a
Yeah,
symbiotic
exactly.
relationship.
That's exactly what I was picturing too.
Eating all the dead scales.
a decayed, rusted section of the.
Yeah.
So who climbs on top of the dragon?
Well, I will go first.
All right,
Veris
I
is
need
gonna
you to
need
make
some help.
a dexterity. A dexterity check, please. If you have sleight of hand or acrobatics, that can apply.
I will use acrobatics.
Same with anyone else who was climbing on the back of
That-
Maukui.
That's a 13.
You will take 1 point of slashing damage from getting sliced and nicked by the razor-sharp scales of the dragon.
And then I would like to help Veris as much as I can from that point.
I think I got a 19. Is that
You
what-
avoid. 19 avoids the damage.
Yeah, weird. It didn't come up for me. I saw a 17 and then +2, but I don't see where the log went.
Yeah, it says 19 for you.
I rolled a 23 with a sleight of
Okay.
hand.
Yep, you're able to scuttle up, no problem.
I will wait for everybody else to board. To mount.
Mayenda will look at you, Daeralei, seeing that you are going up there, and she'll join you. Bit of like a little bit of a concerned, like, are you sure we should be doing this? Kind of look. And she slashes herself absent-mindedly on one of the razor spines on its hide and taking 3 damage.
I kind of give her a look back, like almost like a mental shrug, but that, like, we'll talk later, kind of thing.
When everybody is on this creature, Varkhessa stands there looking up at all of you. And for a very long moment, looks westward as if weighing the option of traveling alone on foot. And before reaching up, you see an involuntary sneer. This is very much Varkhessa is doing this as only a last resort. And I'm not going to climb up. I'm going to look for where, seeing that everybody cut themselves and I don't want to give satisfaction to this creature, whether it derives satisfaction from this or not. I'm going to use Cloud Jaunt and basically Misty Step into a position on the back of this thing.
You're able to avoid the damage that way. You will want to secure yourselves This vessel is quite mighty and swift indeed. Prepare yourselves. And then, with 2, 3, 4 big flaps of these massive wings, Maukui begins to ascend, taking off from the ground and launching towards the sky. And as you see the great sprawl of the Valley of the Brain Collectors becoming smaller and smaller beneath you, the dragon says, "Look at this place, a chaotic sprawl of unoptimized biomass." And with this, we're going to go ahead and go on to break.
All right, we will see you on the other side.
And so, you are on Dragonback. As you see the valley stretch out before you. From this vantage, you were able to see the great alien mass ahead of you. You see the water's edge as the creature, the dragon, that you are on the back of, fly westward. And then and then it is here where it sets when it touches down once more. There. Ahead in the next hex over. There is our brood ship. You are currently muted. Your psionic resonance is not correctly
But you're
tuned.
better than that. That black cave-like entrance opening thing. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, the little circle I put on the map. Yeah.
Mhm.
You will find within the host of the Dominion of Black. They will not be very, well, becoming of your arrival. That is fine. Do what you wish. I have no allegiance with them. Not anymore.
Not anymore. And they are the ones that have this neurocam.
Yes.
Why did you break with them?
I do not like what Dead Dweller in Dark Places is doing. Its leadership is inadequate.
Dweller of Dark Places is potentially in there.
Without a doubt, it will be in there. The hideous monster it is does not like breathing in the air on this rotten planet. I am at least pleased I have found myself a set of lungs that can handle this atmosphere.
So this vessel that you are in currently is not your original.
No. This vessel... I do not know what it was. A protector of the sky, perhaps? A hoarder of gold? I find its memories to be cluttered. It seemed to have spent centuries obsessing over piles of yellow metals and the innards of the local goats. It's simply a waste of high-yield biomass. I deleted it in under 4 seconds. The space that its mind occupied is now host to me. Now I gain control of it. It is a pleasing form.
What is your original vessel like?
My species is, well, compared to the other species that make up the host of the Dominion of Black, they would call us inadequate. Most of us are dredges in the machinery of the great works. I, a prodigy among my kind, rose where they could not. Therefore, I was the leader of this group. And yet they are not good enough for me now.
Where will you go now?
I wish to go investigate those bipedal dinosaurs you spoke of. Orcs, you called them. I know that in their wake they leave many, many delicious specimen as their numbers fall to the denizens of our domain. I wish to make claim of their biomass. Perhaps there's something I can use among them.
All right, then. I think Daeralei would look at Veris to see how he's taking that particular revelation.
I think actually you see Veris is quite distracted as they're still flying or they've
I think that's like your descent. You're starting to descend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see Veris is quite pale. I think both you and Veris have discovered in this moment that Veris is actually very afraid of heights. As he's like gripping for dear life onto this dragon. He does perk up though at the mention of Yrsimagor. But I don't think he would say anything just now.
And Daeralei, in your conversation with it, you would spot a nasty-looking wound near the base of its neck. About here, roughly. Where, if this was an ordinary wound, it would have scabbed over. But instead it's this strange green pus that kind of like is caked over this almost like a piercing between the scales.
Where it went and deleted it, I'm assuming. Oh, yeah.
A small wound about the size, about like the width of your wrist. In the base of this massive creature's neck.
I think Daeralei would definitely take that information in, but would not say anything or point it out to anybody if they hadn't already noticed it. I think is now just probably hanging on, waiting, hoping to land safely.
If you do point it out, Veris, I think at this point very uncharacteristically, or not uncharacteristically, very characteristically, asks the dragon outright, "Are you injured?
No.
You have a wound. It appears as though on your neck."
Oh. That is intentional.
For what purpose, may I ask?
Your species has a biological process called a placenta. It is like that.
Wait, what? You're pregnant?
No, no, no. That there, for lack of a better word, is how I breathe. I'm not breathing a sense of this sickly gas. No, it's... Do not worry about the biology of my species.
I think Daeralei just looks at Veris and just kind of shrugs.
Yeah, I think Veris kind of, okay. Cool.
The dragon descends into the marshy wetlands. Here, the ground is very, the terrain is very open. You see a great body of water to the south. This whole area is like a crater in the earth where this water has pooled over time, where it seems like numerous rivers flow into it from all throughout the valley. And a little southwest of where you land, you can see a great structure built. Well, I shouldn't even say built, embedded into the marshlands of this region. It looks as if a giant, beetle shell, perhaps, is embedded into the earth, but it seems more wrong than to describe it as a beetle shell. It's completely something unlike you've ever seen. This massive, monolithic structure. And you see that the water of the marshes has been siphoned away in its vicinity, as it is a great host of a structure embedded in dry earth.
Does it look like it's made of the same sort of materials that we've encountered with the ships and other things that have been...
Not at all.
Okay. I don't think
With
Daeralei is
this,
gonna...
I will depart. Remember, do not die. If you will, well, they will have use for your brains. And with that... Oh, I deleted both of you. Detach. Delete. There you go. With that, Maukui sets off to the sky once more, flying northwards. You are now alone in the marshes upon a little atoll, a little hill of dryness, beneath some trees that have been crushed somewhat by the great mass of Maukui. What do you want to do?
I think Daeralei would wait until the dragon is gone, like significantly gone, before turning to both Meanda and Veris and just kind of the creature mentioned the Dominion. Veris, we have heard that before in one of those ships. They were, for better words, the evil that downed that thing, and seems to have maybe corrupted. And this is when Daeralei would look to Meanda. Corrupted unity.
This is all connected?
It seems to be. And if this
Something
brood
big is... This goes...
At first I really questioned that creature's motives when they had said they were of the Dominion, but they said they are no longer part of it. They no longer hold with that. That puts me only somewhat more at ease, but the fact that we are about to enter some sort of stronghold of this Dominion of Black has me, well, I will not lie, worried.
Me as well. We really did. I mean, even if it's not the same, we did struggle with those places, with those things, with whatever was in there.
And that was just remnants of the Dominion.
Are you telling me that you have interacted with these Skymetal entities before?
Not so much with these entities. You've come across ruins of their presence. We once interacted with what seemed to be like a ghost of some sort that hadn't seems to have crashed upon this planet because of the Dominion. But what this Dominion is, we have no knowledge, really.
This Dominion is responsible for the fall of these vessels. Is that what you are saying?
I think in a way, yes. There was some sort of war. One side, Dominion being on one side, and I do not know what they were called on the other, but it seems that the other was losing and fleeing.
Is there a correlation between what they are referring to as Dominion and what I know of as the machine that dreams? Or is the machine that dreams more in reference to the, I guess, for lack of a better term, enemy of the Dominion?
Yeah, the machine that dreams. So for meta context, the machine that dreams is Unity.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't conflating with the wrong.
Yeah, Daeralei is suggesting that the Dominion of the Black is the enemy of the people or the force that had Unity.
Okay.
But also, in another train of thought, both of them, both the Machine That Hungers and the Dominion of Black, are alien forces upon the world of Numeria that poison the earth all
Right.
the same. So maybe they're very alike, the two. There's probably not a real reason to draw a distinction between them at this juncture for you, maybe.
"9,000 years ago, my order witnessed the rain of stars when the Skymetal pieces began to fall from the sky. The fallout from this war between Dominion and the machine that dreams, the machine that hungers. To hear that thing speak. We are little more than an inconvenience. Their presence has shaped our existence for millennia. And now you have indentured us to its service.
I never agreed to anything.
It can penetrate all our thoughts at will. You think it won't know when we have accomplished that what you are trying to do?
It just bought us time. We were looking for it anyway. It helped us get here faster. I don't think Daeralei backs down from you staring at her. She just stares right back.
I think what you see, Varkhessa is staring at you, but then it turns to staring through you. As she seems to be weighing options, weighing cause and effect, and just looks back in the direction that the dragon flew. If it should come to a fight with that creature, we are all dead. I hope you know that.
I agree, which is also why I did not try to make it angry.
I don't trust things that don't bleed.
Neither do I. I don't even trust things that do bleed. And I think there's a kind of a quick little look to Louse, just to, you know.
You just hear Louse like, what?
I kept your little mouse friend safe. Grape.
But I have nothing more to say on this matter for now.
I'll say this. If we get in trouble, I think I trust the really big lady over the broody elf.
I think Varkhessa acknowledges you for the first time, other than when you first showed up, probably just gave you a look, but hasn't addressed you at all, Louse. And just says, the broody elf can hold her own in a fight. We'll see if you and your mouse and cat friends can.
I think Varys like perks up just like hearing him being referenced. Oh well, let's why don't we go on in? I mean, it's not going to. I mean, not that it's going anywhere anyway, but you know, we should probably go and try and get this thing.
How long did it take us to get here? By dragon.
That's a good question. I want to say probably maybe about an hour of flying.
Just a commuter flight.
Mm-hmm. Most of it was takeoff and landing, to be honest.
Right.
There was a lot of taxiing and
We just got up to the altitude and
Yeah.
had to come back down again. No
Exactly.
time for drinks or
Yeah,
no,
anything.
no snack
crew,
service.
No crew came with the snacks. No.
They never turned the seatbelt sign off.
No.
You got to dig for like maybe 10 seconds and then it was back on again.
And there's a mad dash. Everyone trying to go to the washroom.
I think that as Veris starts talking about, well, we should get on with it. I think for a moment you see Varkhessa's eyes roll back in her head and eyelids sort of flutter. And some of her tattoos rearrange themselves for a moment. During the flight, I used my, I always forget what it's called, my Font of Magic to restore a couple of first level spell slots.
I think walking in without understanding where we're going is probably not the best plan, Veris. We should
Scouts.
maybe exactly find out what we're going to be up against. Kind of vessels they've taken for themselves.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just saying, you know, whatever we decide to do, we should probably do it now. Or soon.
The mouse is right. And Varkhessa begins walking.
Yeah, right now. Yep. And Varys scurries after Varkhessa.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
I was just, I think Daeralei would look to Amanda and wait for her and then walk with her behind Veris so that they could potentially talk about what she knows of the Dominion.
Amanda like kind of jogs up to catch up with you as the party is leaving. That dragon, I feel like I've seen it before in a dream, and they recognized me.
A dream such as when you remember pieces of Cassandra-Lee's life. That kind of dream?
Yeah, but it's different. It's a lot of those times the dreams are places I've been or things I've seen. It feels like I'm reliving a past that happened. This feels different somehow. I
What
can't
do you
place why?
What do you recall of this meeting, this dream? Is there anything?
Unending torture.
It was torturing you?
Excruciating pain.
I mean, that seems to kind of align with what we have already learned of the Dominion, if it was still of the Dominion when you last met it. But the fact that it was already in its current form means it was not eons ago. don't know how long they live. But
Well, it said it's been here since they crashed. Since they came to this place. And that was what? What did she say? 9,000 years ago?
has it always been in this same vessel? And if so, how long ago did you meet it?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was a memory, per se. I think it's. I think it was Cassandra trying to speak to me.
To warn you?
Yeah. Because it didn't feel like me in that dream.
Do you know what this neurocam thing is that we are looking for? Do you know what it does?
I overheard Hellion and the Red Ghost and Marrow speaking of it. Sometimes when I was when Red Ghost and Hellion were trying to help me remember my past, I could still hear them, even though they thought me unconscious. It seems Cassandra, she removed herself from me? That's how I'm understanding it now. Using the neurocam. I'm not sure how, but maybe it was to protect herself? If she knew that Hellion was coming for her, did she use it to hide herself away? And then Malkui found her and tortured her, and then the Dweller in Dark Places took over from there?
Seems everyone wants this neurocam. And if it is hiding Cassandra, everyone seems to want her, you.
Unity wants her. Hellion wants her. It appears the Dominion of Blackwell has her.
And Muaki wants her as well.
And those Tech League agents that we came across back then too, they were trying to seek her out as well.
Why does everyone want her? What is so special?
Hellion referred to her as his wayward sister. Someone that could break free from Unity and act against it.
Unity referred to it as its daughter, and that it would join them in glory.
Hellion's original task, when he was still an agent of Unity, was to hunt and track down Cassandra. But that's when Hellion awoke as himself, and not as a puppet of that false god.
Daeralei kind of bristles a little bit at that. Not so much in anger, but more like uncomfortability of knowing the powers that are within her.
Hellion seeks her out because he thinks that she has the secret to taking down Unity. And I think maybe that's the same reason why the Unity is seeking her out. And by extension, the Technic League.
And we already know that the Dominion was against Unity in the beginning, before they came here. It was their fight that
Mm-hmm.
caused this to come here.
And, well, I remember Cassandra having reasons to flee from Unity to come to this wretched place.
Maybe finding this neurochem will tell us, at least answer some of these questions.
In the meantime, Varkhessa, you were leading the group, walking through the marshes and reeds, through the grasses, and you come to a raised overlook at the edge of the river here, where the river flows lazily about like 50 feet below you at this at this cliff. And ahead, in basically the hex over, you see the Dominion broodship in its full wake. You see this. You see what used to be a riverbank that flowed through this place, siphoned dry. In its riverbed are farms of these strange fungal-like plants that glow. You see they're being tended to by these strange winged floating creatures that flitter about the fungi. You see a massive brain collector idling lazily in the crevasse of this place. You see hulking humanoids with brains for heads standing guard over the bridge that leads to the center, the heart of the entrance. And at the entrance itself, you see a strange, hunched over cloaked figure. Its face a mass of writhing tentacles. Its body a shapeless mass of light and dark. And of course you see the great entrance. This flowering open orifice that leads to a great chitinous structure embedded in the earth. There's these large, what appear to be strange biomechanical siege weapons. You're not sure what their functions are, that are structured, flanking the entrance here and here. And you see that these flying, almost like jellyfish creatures are attending to them, opening up panels of chitin, sparks flying from the devices they wield, and closing the chitin panels and continuing on off to work with the sinewy cables that are attached to them, and doing other menial mechanical tasks. This is the site that you see before you. Thankfully, you are far enough away from this that you're not actually on the minimap itself. But this is the vantage that you get.
I immediately crouch and motion to all of the others to
I
do
think
the
there
same.
is copies. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Louse absolutely copies. It's the moment she sees Varkhessa do it, it's instantaneous. She's down.
We're going to need to find a way past all of that if we are to enter that glowing orifice.
And what we see there is just the ones on the outside. I can't imagine how many are in the inside. I can hit them from a distance, but it would still take me far too long to take them out, if I even could. Not to mention that big thing almost destroyed us earlier.
We know what the brain collector can do. Have any of you encountered any of those other creatures?
I don't believe we have, right? Why? Like, these are new to us, right?
The little flying creatures
about to
and the
say-
mushrooms. Those, I can't remember which group of adventurers it was, but that was one of the spirits of the earth that Numerian tribe had that was captured by the Technic League. And Daeralei, I remember you were there.
Oh, okay. Those weren't
yeah.
too bad.
It specifically was on your side, and it immediately disintegrated one of its captors after the strange Technic League containment fields went down around it.
These little flying things immediately destroyed something.
Yes, destroyed the Technic League captain with the disintegration effect.
Yeah, so that doesn't sound like fun.
The brain
Maybe we could
walkers.
try and-
Sorry.
maybe we can try and sneak in. Going along the west side, the opposite side of the flying things.
It doesn't look like, from what we can see, that it is the thing at all passable from behind it. Like, I can see, like, there's like all these, kind of webby things that are coming up for the back end, but does it look like there's at all a way for the back end to come around to the front?
No, imagine you had a giant like capsule pill thing. It's kind of just shoved into the earth like this, right? So this is the side that's exposed to the air, and so you could kind of probably maybe try to circumnavigate to the other side, but see, like, as you see how it's like structured, you imagine that the other side wouldn't have any kind of access, but you could definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I guess I'm wondering, like, if we were able to get behind it, then coming around and sneaking in, like, here.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Sorry.
Would be better than
I misunderstood what you're asking. They meant like around the entire structure. Yeah, no, you can definitely, like, you have the ability to basically enter this battle map from whichever direction you want. With the exception you can't come in from like the north,
right,
the top of the map, because that is where the massive structure is. What if you want to skirt around to come through the western riverbank? If you want to come in through the northeast here, etc.
I'm just thinking if we come in either through the far east or the far west and create some kind of distraction on the opposite end, we can just
draw their
in.
attention to one side and then sneak
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
If we can approach from the north, I could infiltrate the entrance undetected to at least try to get a look at what's on the inside that awaits us.
I can provide distraction from a distance. I can shoot from quite the range. It could draw some of them away.
If we can get on top
but I would
of...
be too far away from you.
If we can get on top of that, where it emerges from the ground, and I point over in this area, I have a way in which I can, from there, maneuver undetected down from the top across the ceilings and walls. Then return and report back. If we all approach from this direction, we'll be in a better position to mount whatever offensive or defensive actions we choose to take. I don't like the idea of you being so far away. You may be effective at that great of a distance, but we're going to need you closer. Unless you have a way
Yes.
in which you can traverse that distance rapidly.
No, it would basically, I'd be using myself as a distraction to pull them all away from you as you guys enter. But then I would be on my own.
Let's call that Plan B.
Oh, I just realized I can cast invisibility. I'm looking. And I have access to... Sorry. It's a 2nd level spell. And I have access to 4th level spells. So I can cast it on 3? Is that correct? 3 individuals?
Oh,
Is that how that works?
It says when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each slot level above 2nd. So that's...
So if you cast it at 3rd, that's 2 people.
Yeah, if I cast it at 4th, that's 3 people.
Yep.
Yeah.
well, in that case, you
I think...
and the others could be invisible, and I could be in my less visible form. Oh, I wonder. Do any of you happen to have a large wine or water skin, or perhaps a large jar?
I think Veris would have a large jar that's large for Veris.
I was about to say, I think Louse would have a big water skin.
So I don't know. It doesn't specify size in this feature. So I have an ability called Pool of Blood, in which I can turn into a literal pool of blood for 1 hour. I gain a climb speed. So my plan was to turn into this pool of blood and
Get smuggled in a jar?
and well, initially it was to turn into a pool of blood and basically run like liquid, kind of across the ceilings and following low spaces and move in and scout, because I can't do anything else while I'm in blood form. But now I'm thinking if I'm carried in some kind of a vessel like a jar, then anything that Veris is carrying when he turns invisible would turn invisible. Or would I still be classified as a creature in the blood pool form? You take bonus action, spend, you magically dissolve into a pool of blood along with everything you're wearing or carrying. You basically become liquid. You can enter and occupy the space of other creatures. I don't know, I guess that falls into a DM ruling, I guess.
How about being put on a jar?
Yeah, and if it would allow me to be
And
turned
being
invisible.
Well, invisibility is anything you're holding too, right? So
Yeah. So
and you're holding a jar, so it sounds good.
I guess the other question is, because it does not specify how big of a pool of blood you turn into.
Yeah, I was sort of wondering.
So as a 8-foot tall Goliath, you know, it's like,
Can you be
is
divided?
this a 1 gallon thing? Is this 8 gallons?
So I do
was
have a
about to
bag of
say.
holding, so we could just pour you in the bag of
Yeah,
holding.
well, yeah, then I'm only good for 10 minutes because there's no air in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to close it. I can keep it open.
So we can enter.
I think that would be up to the DM, but I
Yeah.
think that would make sense.
I mean, alternatively, I can just saturate your clothing. I can literally occupy the space of another creature. So I would imagine in liquid form. I don't know. This is very weird. Like, let me. Have you heard the story of the young teenage girl Carrie?
Yes. Let me dose you with myself. I mean,
This is
if
like
that's
one.
what
This
you-
also has Wonder Twins energy. Form of
Mhm.
a bucket. Form of a pool of blood.
So yes, you will be able to find the solution where you're able to turn invisible as a pool of blood by being carried. It is up to you, Jake, to describe how that looks, how you want it to be.
How the transformation works?
Like, are you going to be carried in a bucket? Are you going to be drenching someone's clothing? Are you going to be like? I'm gonna allow it to work because I think it should work.
I think the more I think about it, um the being put in a jar is a little problematic because how do I get out of the jar? Although I guess turning back into a person will break the jar.
Or just crush you if you are softer than a jar.
I would say it's probably best you don't know exactly how this works. And I'm going to stand next to you, Veris, and I'm actually going to touch your wooden chest that you wear as a backpack. Do I have your consent to occupy your traveling chest?
Oh, yes, there are quite priceless items in there that are quite fragile. So be careful, but yes.
We could put your priceless items in this bag of holding for now, if you'd like.
I'm going to basically move my hand to an opening, like at the edge or seam. I'm warning you now, this may be disturbing. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You've been warned. And as I slide my fingers in, Varkhessa literally for a moment just explodes into this burst of blood, like an over-the-top VFX in a movie or TV show. But that immediately goes and just starts going, and inside, and I'm basically in blood form, I'm going to saturate all of the interior spaces of your chest, your traveling chest. So maybe there's a little bit of wet sloshing around, but I'm also going to maintain a small amount of the blood form outside of this seam, so that it just sort of lays on top of the chest like a splattering of blood, so that I can still see and hear what's happening.
A little pseudopod of blood, basically.
Yeah, basically. And I can stay in this form for 1 hour. I also can't talk. I can't attack. I can't cast spells. I can't manipulate objects.
You're just a little guy.
Blood.
And then,
So yeah,
Veris, you gonna cast invisibility on everyone?
yeah, once we get closer, either way
Oh,
we choose
wow.
to go in, Veris is going to cast invisibility at 5th level. So, but I guess that means Manda can't come, but
Okay, yeah, she will. I think she'll probably stay behind.
Doesn't she have
Stay
some
behind
kind
with
of
donuts.
weapon?
Yeah, she's got a laser pistol and a crowbar. She'll stay behind with Donut
yeah.
That's cool.
and kind of like set up a small little camp in the hex adjacent to the
Yeah, far enough away that they
ship.
won't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then, yeah,
hidden by
Veris will
foliage
cast.
and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. You turn everyone in the group invisible, and you make your way to the brood ship. And with that, we're going to end our session tonight. We'll catch up next time.
Fantastic. When I selected, because the new character stuff, a lot of it has where you can select in D&D Beyond to activate the features, and they make adjustments to your character sheet. So when I selected Take Form Pool of Blood, it automatically adjusted my speed and other stats. I'm including the that I'm immune to the prone condition, all of that. So that's a handy dandy little feature to activate. If it tells you to activate a feature, do it. It's doing a lot of the math for you. All right. Thanks, Vi. Also, it was fun having everybody back together again. And now that we've played for the first time in a few weeks, we'll be back in 3 weeks. We are, as a reminder, altering our schedule so that when we return in 3 weeks, we'll be back to every other Tuesday, but we're just shifting which Tuesdays they are. You probably won't notice, because when we return, we'll still be every other Tuesday. So, and a reminder to, if you haven't done so, at least check it out. The Legends of Eleonora charity event. The auction is open currently until this Thursday. By the time you're watching this on VOD, it's going to be done. But bidding is still at $2,800 for the top bid. Top bidder, of course, top 2 bidders get a seat at that charity game, a virtual seat, and the highest bidder get a private online D&D game led by Todd Stashwick for you and 5 of your friends. Regardless, we hope to see you on April 26th at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern for Todd Stashwick's Nerd Circus presents Legends of Eleanor, a D&D celebrity charity live stream event. This one is entitled Into the Shattered Garden, benefiting the Pablo Foundation. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, everybody hanging out with us. Thank you to Mythic Gears for 84 months, just 3 months behind Tamiko. That means you're the second highest subscriber, I believe. Although, maybe not, because Dice and Ice might be ahead of you by a month or two, actually, now that I think about it.
85 months.
Oh, you're right, 85. I was looking at the consecutive. 33 months for Tord 7210. Thank you. And of course, Schultz C2 dropping 500 bits. Oh, you're behind Dice on Ice at 79 months. You got to somehow convince Kaeryn to hold back for 5 or 6 months. Don't do that. But that means you, Tamiko, and you two and Tamiko are the top 3 subscribers, though. You've been there from the beginning. And actually, M and Vi have been there from the beginning, both part of the very first ever live stream that we did on Twitch. Anyway, thank you to everybody hanging out in chat. If you're somebody that likes to lurk quietly in the background, or maybe you are watching later on the VOD with us, know that we appreciate you and hope you enjoy our games as much as we enjoy playing them. And finally, as I said, it's just awesome to have everybody together again. And just a huge thank you to our Game Master Vi and to Kaeryn, Sara, and M, without whom this would just be Vi talking to herself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want.
Brain collection.